Let's welcome to the stage Frank Kilcommins.
Hello everyone, welcome to the API Specifications Conference for 2022. Is everyone happy to be here? Yes, it worked, great. So my name is Frank Kilcommins, I'm an API technical evangelist at SmartBear, and I've had the pleasure to serve as the program committee chair this year, co-chaired by Olga Podolyako and Rebeb Ottamindi from Microsoft as well. So we really extend a warm welcome to all of you today. We are so grateful that you can join us in person for the first time since 2019. And we had the privilege of reviewing a very high standard of talks this year. So we had our highest number of CFP submissions ever for this conference. So it made our jobs, I suppose, very, very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why we put on a virtual track yesterday, because there was such good content we wanted to share with the community. So before we get started this morning, just a very special thank you to our sponsors. Events like this wouldn't be possible without you. So a special thanks to event partners, Karate Labs, and to Postman. So again, thanks to all the sponsors. I encourage everyone to spend some time in the sponsor area. Make sure you go visit all of the sponsors, especially during the booth crawl this evening. So some quick housekeeping. We remind everyone about our code of conduct. It is at the back of the room. It's on the event website as well. So we want attendees to feel very, very welcome. We take this seriously. If you do have any issues or you witness anything, please reach out to one of the event team immediately. And of course, a gentle reminder, please wear your masks if you're not actively eating, drinking, or speaking. So we're shaking things up a little bit this year. So unfortunately, 2 speakers couldn't attend because of unforeseen circumstances. That's the climate that we're in currently. So tomorrow we have cleared let's say a time block just before lunch, and we're actually going to try an open session, an unconference style of talks. So how that's going to work is we have a board out near the registration desk. So I encourage all of you to take the opportunity to drive the content and the sessions. So if you have a topic that you're passionate about, that you'd like to lead or speak or coordinate, please do submit something and pin it to the board. And during the booth crawl this evening, I would encourage everyone to review what's there, initial it. If you're interested in the talk, you don't need to be an expert in the topic, so please feel free. For example, if you wanted to drive forward something on JSON schema, but you don't feel you're an absolute expert there, that's perfectly okay, because probably other people here are, and they'll be more than happy to help out. How it will work then is we will review that this evening, and we will correlate the topics that resonate most with you. They'll bubble up to the top, and we'll update the Schedge event so that you'll see what topics are there. How these open sessions work, if you haven't ever been at one before, is that if you're in a session and if you don't feel you're getting something out of that session and you feel you can't contribute, then feel free to leave. You won't be judged for that, and move on to the next session where you think you might be able to have some more fun. So APIs is what brought us here, and I think that's one of the things I really love about APIs, is that it breaks down the boundary between technology and business and technology and people. And it really acts as an interaction point between our internal teams, between our businesses and other businesses, between our businesses and our direct consumers. And I was here yesterday, and the event team were setting up, and Darren, who's back there, said, "Oh, I know APIs, that stands for Abstract Protocol Interface." And I said, that's perfectly fine. You know, APIs mean lots of different things to different people, and it reminded me of a session I was putting together for the API Belgium community a couple of months ago, and I was talking to different folks about if we had the opportunity to come up with something different for the acronym API, what would it be? And this conversation then kind of spilled onto Twitter, and one that really resonated with me was all people inclusive. And I think looking around the room today, looking at the industries that are represented, the companies that are represented, the different roles that are represented here that all care about APIs, I think that fits very well. Yesterday evening, I had the pleasure of also participating in a meetup between the Open API member companies, which was hosted ever so well by our co-chairs for the Open API Initiative, Isabel Moni and Lorinda Brandon. And I think Lorinda put it very eloquently, and she said, there's magic in them there APIs. And I think there is. So if we look at how technology interacts with us on a personal level and a professional level, I think we're all aware here that it's APIs that really make that possible. And I think if there's magic in them there APIs, then it's specifications that are the dusting of pixie dust on top. And that's what makes interoperability in our tool chains to deliver the experiences that we want possible. So I encourage you all to get as much as possible out of this event. It's a really strong program. There's a really good network of people here from the community, so engage and enjoy. And with that, I would like to welcome to the stage Jean Yang. And Jean is co-founder and CEO of Akita Software, and she's going to discuss near real-time auto-generated API specs and how they're bridging the gap between monitoring and observability. So please put your hands together and welcome Jean.